is poppin' YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl DOPEaxxPANA. If you are someone who constantly wears protective styles and you're not seeing any growth in your hair, today I'm going to be giving you guys some tips and tricks for your takedown process that will really help you guys retain that length. So this video will be super informative. I'm going to share some do's and don'ts with you guys. If you guys are interested in learning more about this, then keep on watching. What you mean you don't know Pana? She's dope. What you mean? What you mean? What you mean? What you mean? So guys, if you are already subscribed to my channel, then this client will look really familiar to you guys. Today I am doing an update on Jasmine's hair journey. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I will leave a playlist for her journey in the description section. We basically did a big chop a while ago and we have been growing her hair out ever since. So I know you guys are looking at the top of her hair like, why do those braids look like they're dreaded into her hair? Jasmine only left the style up for a month and a half, and I'm gonna tell you guys about some of the do's and don'ts that we discovered along the way for her. I know a lot of times when we're taking down our hair, we get really excited to see that new growth, and then we take it down and blow it out and we're like, oh my god, like where did it go? My hair looks the same length. So it's really important that we are properly detangling and taking down our hair correctly, so that we can retain as much of that new growth as possible. And I'm also going to talk to you guys about the importance of the products that you use, not only to braid the hair but as you're upkeeping it, because there was a huge mistake made in this style, and so we are going to be talking about that. So I want to point out that as I'm taking this hair down, you guys can see that I'm able to easily finger detangle, and this is why I choose the products that I choose to braid. I know in the past I have had people come at me for using products like, oh, you shouldn't use products because they cause buildup. Well, the products that I use are typically Shine and Jam, which is a conditioning gel, and it doesn't harden. See, when you take this down, it is so easy to finger detangle, which is important. You don't want to use any type of product that hardens, so I would never use something like a Pro Style gel or a clear ice or anything that you would use to make a swoop bang. You do not want to use that to braid, because you definitely want something that is very easy to finger detangle. You can almost not even tell that there is a residue on her hair just by the way that it feels. I know you guys can look and see it because you can obviously see where that white is, but it's almost like it was never even used in the process, and that's why I choose to use those products that I'm using. Now at the top of her hair, when we get up there, I'm going to show you the difference between you know, using a product like Shine and Jam, which is a conditioning gel that doesn't harden, and using a type of gel. So basically, when her style got old, she would take gel, and she wasn't sure what kind it was, but she would take gel and kind of smear it over the top and lay it down, which I feel like is something common that people do just to make their style look, you know, brand new again. And what happens when you do that is when it hardens, it creates like little knots in your hair, and when you go to take that down, it's going to cause breakage. So you really don't want to do that, and I'm going to show you guys a little bit more of that when we get to the top. Before we get there, one of the biggest things is let's make sure we're not cutting our hair, y'all. I literally just took out my box braids and cut the whole top of my hair. I said, baby, I didn't want to trim in the takedown process. Make sure that you guys can visibly see where your hair is ending in those braids and that you cut them. I like know where her hair was, and you can also kind of see it popping out once the braids get really old. So let's just make sure that we are cutting it properly. Alright, so now that we're at the top, I'm going to go ahead and take these down, and I knew that she had put something on it just because I could tell by the way that they looked. They looked like super crusted, and so that's when she had told me that she ended up like smearing a gel over it, which, I mean, she wanted her style to look fresh. Okay, cool. But we just have to be really careful when we're doing that. That's why whenever I watch videos about how people refresh their braids and they be twisting them and doing stuff like that, guys, you should just not do that. Like, protective styles are not meant to last forever. So once your style gets old, it's probably time for a touch up or a takedown. So I'm going to zoom in here in a second, and I'm going to show you guys the buildup, and you guys can see it just from this one little braid, how the gel that she uses has hardened and made like a little knot that you cannot finger detangle. This is what we want to avoid, okay? This is going to cause breakage, it's going to cause damage to your hair, and think about if she would have left this style up for a little bit longer, she would have had a bunch of knots and dreads in the top of her head. So we really want to avoid this. If you're trying a product out for the first time and you're going to take your hair down and you notice that this happens, then you should definitely switch out the products that you're using. This is why I've kind of stopped using, edge controls don't really do this, but they are a little bit thicker, so I don't really use them to braid anymore. I know when I first started braiding, I loved that like super sleek look that they gave, but this is why I pretty much prefer to use Shine and Gem. And I'm going to show you guys the top of her head when we took it all down so you guys could really see the amount of that buildup that was in her hair. So here you guys can see it's mainly at the start of the braid where the chunk of that buildup was at. Some of the braids I could barely even take down. You guys can see that I'm trying to pull this piece and it's not even moving. A lot of it I couldn't even take out just because it was so encrusted, and so yeah, just make sure we avoid that. So now what I'm gonna do is go in and I'm going to fully detangle her hair. This is super, super important, guys. We do not wanna go to the wash bowl or to the sink, wherever you're washing your client's hair, when they have a ton of buildup, okay? That's gonna cause tangling and matting, and you do not wanna do that type of detangling when your client's hair is wet. Why? Because our hair is weakest when it's wet, and so we want to make sure that our client's hair is fully detangled before they go to the shampoo bowl. You want to try to get out all of that residue so that when we wash, it's super easy to detangle at the sink or however you guys do it before we deep condition and do all of that. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to basically comb her hair all the way through, get out as much of that buildup as I can. If you guys see a little bit of white residue, then that's okay, but you want to just make sure you don't have any knots or tangles, especially at the root where those braids were starting. You always want to make sure that we are doing this with a wide tooth comb. You never want to go in with a small comb unless hair is fully detangled. So when you guys see me doing that on my channel and on braiding, it's because their hair has already been detangled or their hair is blow dried out. But we never want to comb out a client's hair with a super small comb. In this process, we do want to make sure that we are gentle because, like I said, we want to retain as much of that length as possible. So you want to make sure that as you're detangling, we start from the bottom and we work our way to the top. When we are working out that residue, we do want to be gentle at that root, especially because we want to retain that length. It is natural to lose some hair, so you guys will see some hair in the comb. It's natural for your hair to shed. Our hair has been in protective styles for months, and when we take it down, it's going to shed because our hair naturally does that. So, it's not uncommon to see hair in your comb for this process, but we want to make sure that we minimize that as much as we can. So like I said, you want to be gentle in your detangling process. A lot of times when videos are sped up, it does look like stylists are just raking through, but this video is sped up like 200%. So I promise you, like, I'm not raking through her hair. So I know it's been a while since I've done it, but I'm also going to be doing my post notification shout outs today, y'all. I was slacking just because I haven't even done voiceovers in a minute. So today my post notification shout outs go out to Shayla Deshay, which I'm super excited for because she actually won my giveaway recently. So yes, girl, she was first comment and she said, I don't know where my other comment went, but yeah, Bray, you did your per usual and Toya looks fire. If y'all haven't seen that video, Toya literally has like some of the nicest hair that I've ever worked on, and make sure you guys click the link in the top right section right now and check that video out. We did a half up, half down slay on her, period. Thank you so much, Shayla Deshay. I really appreciate you being active on my channel, so shout out to the gang. And my second post notification shout out goes out to Life of KK. She said first at she was my second comment on my video. Thank you guys so much for having my post notifications on. If you guys want to shout out, don't forget to turn the post notifications on and be one of the first or second comments on my video. You guys can always go back and say whatever you want to say, but make sure you put first, okay? Shout out to the gang. So I haven't been in the salon lately because I just haven't. So I am in my house today and I wasn't able to show you guys the shampoo process, but whenever I shampoo her hair in between protective styles, you guys know we keep her hair either braided or in a sew-in or something. I always deep condition in between, so I go ahead and I use like a clarifying shampoo just so I can remove all of that buildup, and then I go in with the deep conditioner. Anytime I use a clarifying shampoo, I always do a deep conditioner just because it sucks out so much of that moisture, and I want to really make sure that I deposit that back in. So I do go ahead and deep condition. Now for this time, I didn't deep condition. I just did a regular condition, and that's because we were going to be coloring her hair today. So this is her blow dry. Y'all know Jasmine be a whole mood whenever she sees her inches. Like, she's always so excited. It makes me feel great as a stylist. So yeah, I didn't deep condition today because like I said, we were going to be coloring her hair after this service. So I'm just gonna go right in and blow dry. I'm gonna show you guys one of my favorite blow dry sprays that I actually got at a discount Sally's. And so I don't even know if you guys can find it, but I will definitely try to find a link for you guys. But it is this so gorgeous moisturizing treatment spray. It is a styling and strengthening treatment. It also works as a heat protectant, so I absolutely love using it. But y'all, look at Jasmine's inches. Sis don't know how to act. She stayed trying to look in the mirror and like see it, and it literally makes me feel so good because if you guys know where Jasmine started in her journey, her hair was literally toe back, and it just was that she really didn't know how to take care of it. And so when I became her friend, I was like, baby, like, please let me do a journey on you. And she originally wanted to cut all of her hair off, but she actually didn't. We just did like a super big chop. So I'm super excited to see just how much her hair has grown throughout this process. So for blow drying, if you guys have done your job correctly, then this process should be super easy for you guys. You should be able to comb right through your client's hair. I always detangle the client's hair with conditioner at the bowl, especially for someone who has, you know, the hair texture similar to hers. She does have type 4 hair, very spongy, very coarse. So I do just make sure that I do as much as I can at the shampoo bowl to make this process super easy. So you guys can see that detangling this is literally a breeze, and I go through and blow dry. If I were going to flat iron or something like that, then I would have went and blow dried her hair with the denim brush. But because I was going to be coloring her hair anyway, I just went through with my good old-fashioned yellow bird. This is one of my favorite blow dryers, y'all. It gets the job done. You do want to make sure that you watch the heat settings on this though, because you can definitely over process the hair. This blow dryer gets hot, like hot. So I do toggle in between medium and high heat. But same thing with this process, you just want to make sure that you are gentle with the client's hair. You don't want to be raking through. Make sure that you're using some type of heat protectant or moisturizing spray to really protect your client's hair. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So for this video, you guys know I usually fully blow dry her hair and do it side by side, but we actually had to leave halfway through the blow dry because she had to go pick up her child from daycare. And so I didn't even get to finish her entire blow dry, y'all. We were trying to beat the clock. She had to be at work later on that day and everything. And so yeah, I wasn't able to show you guys the full blow dry, but I know you guys are looking at this like, Piano, what the hell is that at the top of her hair? So some of that buildup from the gel was still in her hair, and typically I would go back and I would rewash her hair. But since we were doing a color and I was like, I'm gonna wash her hair literally like 75 times today, we ended up just like combing through it and just leaving it in there because I was literally about to put bleach on her hair. So it would be done for me to try to get that out. Bleach will literally eat right through that. So yeah, that's just a little bit of the buildup and the residue that was left from the product, okay? And when you're detangling, like I said, you try to get as much of that out as you can. I think during the detangling process, I wasn't able to get it all out, and I didn't want to like pull her hair pull her hair out or have to cut that out. So I think I just let the water soften it. Y'all don't know what I did. So anyway, if you guys are wondering what that is, then that is what that is. So yes, the biggest thing that we need to make sure we're doing in our takedowns is making sure that we are deep conditioning and caring for our hair in between installs and getting trims. So I actually trimmed Jasmine's hair today after we did her full color. I'm not going to show you guys the full color, but since I wasn't able to show you guys her hair fully blow dried, I am going to show you guys a couple clips where her hair is colored and blow dried. Let me know if you guys want to still see her journey, because I said, baby, after this color, sis, you're canceled. Okay, this was a natural hair journey. But her color actually turned out bomb. She had been wanting to do blonde for a while, so we did do some dark brown and blonde at the top for her, and it literally made me feel so good because Jasmine now wears her natural hair, and we have not braided it since these last tribal braids. It has probably been about 2 months now. It's been a while, and her birthday was coming up. She's like, I want to wear my natural hair. And so I'm so excited. Like, that is literally the best feeling for me as a stylist, that she is confident enough now to wear her natural hair. So I am showing you guys her hair blow dry with her color in it. As you guys can see, we did go ahead and flat iron it, and I did a trim for her. So I'm going to show you guys a couple clips of that just so you guys can see how much her hair has grown. The next time I have her on my channel, I will make sure to put a side-by-side video for you guys so you can see her hair growth compared to where she was at last time, but I did want to just throw a couple clips in there for you guys. So if you guys like this video, you want to see more takedowns, make sure you guys let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to my channel, and click the notification bell. And as always, I will catch you guys in my next video. What you mean you don't know Pana? She's dope. What you mean? What you mean? What you mean? What you mean?